Hello traders, and welcome back to the show. If this is your first time joining, my name is Akil Stokes. I am a professional trader. I am also a trading coach over at tier1trading.com, and this is the Trading Coach Podcast. Essentially what this is a podcast I produce 3 days a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, allowing you to follow my journey as a person, as a trader, as a trading coach, and hopefully give you some weekly tips that will help you progress through your trading journey as well. Real quick, just want to give a quick plug. If you guys haven't seen it already, on October 30th, or starting October 30th, we are having a 3-day online live trading event called Trade to Measure. It's going to be the first of its kind because we don't have any agenda going in. What we're doing is we're letting you guys decide what we talk about during the 3-day event. So head over to tier1trading.com/trade-to-measure. I'll also put a link in the show notes here. Sign up for the event. Leave your question. Let us know what you want us to cover during the 3 days. And we will fit the agenda to what the people want. Again, that's starting October 30th. It's a free online event. It will be recorded, so if you can't be there live, you can always check the recording later. Now, speaking of that, while we're on the subject, I just finished doing one of our Trading Edge videos. And Trading Edge is a daily video I do for our Tier 1 clients, our premium and our trial members as well. And one of the things that I said at the very end of the video was, thank you for the support. I know I say that all the time on the show here, and your support does mean a lot, but I meant this in a different way when it came to our members. You see, we're dealing with a lot of traders at any given time. And one of the things that we've done differently this year in the educational field, and it's pretty cool because we've been recognized by Forbes magazine for doing this as well, is really go for group education. So, obviously we're educating you through courses and live rooms and live Q&As and all this fun stuff. But what we're really trying to do is we're trying to grow our tribe. We're trying to grow our community, grow our network of traders. So it's just not the coaching by myself and Jason Greystone that is helping you along the path, but it's all of the other traders as well. And what I noticed on the chat is that we have newer traders coming in at any given time, and they're asking what would normally be newbie questions that would get them made fun of on other trading forums. And I know this because every once in a while we get a trader that types in, "Okay, guys, I'm sorry, and I hope this is not a dumb question, but," right? And every time you phrase it like that, you're getting ready for people to be like, "You're an idiot. How come you don't know that?" But we have many traders that are coming in and asking that question. And obviously, I can't be on the chat 24 hours a day. But I try to be on there as much as I can. And what I've noticed is that when I'm not on there, when Jason is not on there, our trading community, our trading veterans that have been with us for a while, they're coming in and they're helping the traders in the same way that we would. And it's beautiful because, obviously it's one thing to hear it from the coaches. I think like any coach, eventually, our words turn into wah, 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 right? The Charlie Brown thing. So it's always good to hear the same message preached by other individuals as well, because it just gives a different sense of confidence. And confidence goes both ways in this discussion. It's not only gaining confidence by the newer trader that is learning this information and getting feedback by their peers, but confidence is also being gained by the experienced traders that are lending their opinion, lending their thoughts. And what we did was we challenged our members to be accountable, right? Accountability is everything if you want to be successful. And I didn't really understand this until I became a father. You see, I'm an only child. I never really had any responsibilities aside from, taking care of myself. I guess when I got married, my wife became my responsibility, not in a negative way like that, but another member of my direct family that I feel as if I'm a protector for. But my wife's she's a pretty tough cookie, so I don't think she needs protection. She's not someone you want to meet at night in a dark alley. But once I had children, life kind of changed because I became responsible for another human being. And I kind of relate that to becoming accountable. And what I noticed is that my personal fears were slowly being pushed aside for, I guess, the bigger picture. And I guess here's the best example I can give you of not being fearful, right? I don't like dogs, right? I grew up in Philadelphia where a lot of the dogs that I ran into growing up were dogs that were being bred to fight. And let's just say those weren't the type of dogs that you want to be near. So growing up, I had a massive fear of dogs. And actually, Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone, helped me kind of overcome that fear, believe it or not, right? I know I'm supposed to be reading it for trading reasons, but I found out why my fear was so deep for dogs. But growing up, I didn't like dogs. So my natural instinct when I see a dog is to run. That's kind of the reason I became fast and I got good at football and track and whatnot, right? A lot of speed for running from dogs growing up. And right now, if me and my son are walking, for example, and a dog comes up, I can't just run away, can I? Say it's like a mean dog, right? Not like one of the ones you want to pet. A mean dog comes up. I can't just run, can I? No, right? Because I'm responsible for someone else. I have to step in front of my son and defend him. And in that action, I'm eliminating my personal fear for the greater good. I'm gaining confidence. I'm gaining courage in myself because I'm now responsible for someone else. And accountability is the same thing. Courage. I think courage, if you want to define it, it's kind of like it's mental or moral strength to venture or persevere or withstand danger or fear, difficulty, something in that kind of realm. And I noticed the same thing in my trading career. I always tell you that I became a much better trader once I became a coach. And why is that, you ask? And it's not because, well, I guess it is partially because of the amount of time I spend in the markets. That's one thing. But I became much more disciplined because I cannot make mistakes, right? In the past, if I were to make a mistake, guess who it's on? It's on me. If I want to make an excuse and enter a trade I'm not supposed to enter, it's on me. If I want to cheat and move stop losses, it's on me. If I want to take targets early, it's on me. There's no one to blame but myself. And that's a very slippery slope for some people because, many of you guys listening out there, you've broken rules before and you're kind of like, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm not going to get in trouble, right? It's like, having the opportunity to steal something and knowing that you won't get caught. Maybe not the best reference because you will get caught by the market and you'll lose money and go broke eventually, but you know what I'm saying. Nobody is there to stop you from doing it. When I started coaching, it was a different level of accountability because now I just wasn't responsible for myself, but I was responsible for teaching and lending a helping hand to thousands of other traders that were following my every single move, right? So I can no longer be faced with a situation where I'm fearful and I want to get out because I'm scared and I want to take my targets early, right? And although I may have wanted to do that so bad deep down, I couldn't. Because I know if I did that in front of the traders that I'm working with, not only would I teach them bad habits, but I would be a hypocrite against everything I stand for, right? So not only am I ruining my personal brand and my integrity as a person, but I'm ruining these other traders as well because, well, if professional trader, role model, mentor Akil can break his rules and it be okay, well, that's just the excuse I need or just the reason that I can justify breaking my rules next time that circumstance comes in my trading. And it was again, it's the same thing as what I was talking about earlier with my son. It's kind of getting over those fears of being stopped out of a trade, getting over those fears of having price reverse a pip around your target, because those are real fears, but it's putting those fears aside for the bigger picture, right? Because now you're responsible for someone else. And I've seen a direct correlation with the traders that have been with us from day one in the amount of confidence they have and the amount of activity they spend either on the chat working with our newer traders or talking to our traders in the live room. It's direct. I've seen complete 180s, meaning I've seen traders come in that have zero confidence, that are very nervous, that are always wish-washy. I've seen them really turn into disciplined beast. And it's all because they're coming in and they're helping other traders. Because when they come in and help other traders, guess what it does? Not only does it force them to basically review the rules, review the plan, review whatever the question is that they were asked to make sure they're explaining it in the right way, but it also gives them that sense of accountability. They have a newer trader that came in under their belt. They are in a way responsible for this trader, because if they give them the wrong advice, if they present themselves and provide a bad example, this trader is going to think it's okay for them to do the same. And it's just amazing how this cycle of confidence, this cycle of courage, right, relates to their trading. Right. And we all know that trading isn't necessarily right. The strategy, the plan, that's the least of your concerns. Right. There are hundreds of different strategies and techniques and plans that you could use to be profitable in the market. Right. The real differentiating factor in long-term success is your ability to consistently execute that plan without sabotage, meaning yourself. The person in the mirror, right? Are you going to sabotage something that works, right? Our trading, we look at our trading as being, in a sense, like a conveyor belt, right? We go through the right process and it prints out profits for us, right? We go through the right process and it prints out profits for us. The only thing that gets in the way is when we throw something in that conveyor belt, or when we flip a switch we're not supposed to and it throws the whole system off. But if we're disciplined, right? If we're consistent, there's nothing stopping that conveyor belt from continuously printing profit. And the more confidence we have, the more accountable that we hold ourselves, it just makes that process go smoother and smoother and smoother. And that just builds more confidence as we start to see the results pour in. So it was interesting. I never really thought about accountability in that way. I knew what accountability was. I knew accountability was important as far as goal setting and getting stuff done, as far as feeling like peer pressure to do something. But that's typically looking at accountability from the other side, meaning like your boss saying, "Hey, Akil, I'm trusting you to get this report done by 12 o'clock. And you're like, "Okay, boss, I got you," right? Usually it's accountability from kind of like the employee side. This is the accountability from the employer side, that employer having trust that they're teaching, right, their employees the right thing, and hopes and I guess the belief and confidence that their employee can get that done. And it's, now that I think about it, I do the same thing with track and field. I think I'm very good at growing leadership, growing leaders, because I had a great leader myself. When I first started coaching, around the same time I started trading, they both go hand in hand, a little bit before trading, I should say. But when I first started coaching, I had a head coach that allowed me to make mistakes. He was the head coach that said, "Hey, I'm not going to tell you everything to do. I'll be there for advice, but I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to put the ball in your court, and I'm going to let you mess up." And that philosophy really sticks with me with how I grow leaders. I like to take our senior members, our runners that have been with us for a while. I like to hold them accountable. I like to give them power. I said, "Hey, explain to your teammate. Hey, walk your teammate through this." And just like I mentioned in trading, it's shaky at first, but you can see the confidence start to grow, right? As the senior becomes kind of responsible for their freshman teammate, they start taking more of the right actions themselves because they know that freshman teammate is watching them. If they shortcut a set in the weight room, right? If they skip a drill outside, then they know that they're going to be looked at in a certain way. They're going to lose that trust factor from their teammate, and they'll no longer be, that role model that they desire to be. And because of that, right, because of that courage of going out there, putting themselves out there as a captain, they too get that much better. So interesting stuff. And this is the point, if you're new, this is the point of the Trading Coach podcast, right? It's not just a journey it's not just a podcast where I want to give you tips on trading. I try to relate everything to trading in one way or another, because it is in the title after all. But this is more about life. This is a self discovery of myself. I'm still young. I'm 30. I'm going to be 33 in a few days, but I'm still learning so much about myself. As I venture through the different aspects of my life, as I go from broke college kid to college kid making 30,000 a year doing backflips because he's rich, to unsatisfied college kid who's freaked out because he's worried that he doesn't have a skill set to start a career, to new trader venturing, new overconfident trader, to broke zero confidence trader, to confident, consistently profitable trader, to money manager, to trading coach, to business owner, to entrepreneur. I'm going through all these things in life, and I just want to share these moments with you. In that way, for you guys that are maybe late to joining us, and have the same desires, you can go back and listen to the 90 odd episodes or 100 odd episodes, and just kind of use this as a blueprint to help you with your own success. Ultimately, you have to find your own path, but if I can leave some type of clue, some type of roadmap on how to get there, well, then I've done my job.